Let's face it, vacuuming can be a pain. I'm Marcus Thrill Riders, and this is DigitalDan.
Hello, welcome to the field! Oh, that caught me so off guard. I love that. Welcome back. We're here at the field. How you feeling?
I felt a bit ill, actually. I've had an ill week, but by God, I'm better now, hopefully.
That was a knee slapper, that.
You might notice we're in a slightly different location to our usual one. And this is purely down to lighting. Our usual spot has become very grown over, tree grown. All the trees have leaves, tree grown. Basically, it's become very dark over there. So we've actually come to here. But this is a public footpath. This is actually the public footpath that crosses the field, TM.
You know the fences we've shown you before in the previous episodes that were behind us? That tunnel that was created via them, they lead you to a public footpath on the field, which goes straight across here. We've checked the website of public footpaths. The signs are right behind you. I'll show you some footage.
Literally, the 50-man camera crew is stood right amongst the fences right now.
In literally like such a small width. But we are keeping to the public footpath, of course, as you all should if you come to the field.
Please do not stray from the public footpaths.
We sound like announcers. If you see something that doesn't look right, speak to a member of staff or text British Transport Police. And Marcus, before we get into the discussion of what's to talk about, where have you gone? Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss future The Field episodes. Turn that little notification bell on if you'd like. Thanks. But no, this episode is a bit different this time because usually we both have something to report on, or maybe I have some stuff to report on. This time, Marcus has pretty much got everything to report.
Yeah, you've been slacking. He's got nothing to talk about.
I care. I care about this podcast, guys. I've been on holiday.
I care about you.
But what have you got to report on, Marco?
God, there's so much to talk about. And a lot to talk about here in the UK Universal site, but also a lot to talk about with Epic Universe. Obviously,
Ooh.
Epic Universe out in Orlando has been doing its previews.
Tech rehearsals, yes.
Yes, it's been doing, at first it was staff previews, and then it was annual pass previews, and then it just sort of became an everyone preview.
It's basically open at this point.
It really, anyone could get a ticket. Universal fans out there were a bit outraged by this because it was a bit like, well, how have you just gone from being so exclusive to just letting anyone in, really? Any of us losers.
You're not here. We're at the proper Universal Studios. We're here like 6 years early. You lot going to Epic Universe, I'm totally not jealous of. Just a month or two early, lads. Come on. 6 years.
Look at us. We're living the dream. But yeah, these previews have allowed everyone to go in and start reporting on Epic Universe, Universal's newest theme park. And there's been some interesting things that have come out of it. And probably the most interesting to me is that half of the park apparently smells like poo.
Yeah, I heard about that. Stardust sewage racers.
Yeah. So apparently they built the park right next to a wastewater treatment facility right next door.
What a good idea that was.
Yeah, it seems like a bit of an oversight, actually. And apparently, I don't know how true this one is. This is just after a conversation I had with someone. But apparently on the other side of the park is some form of, like, military thingy, like...
Where the hell have they decided to build this? What the hell?
I don't know how true that one is. But it's starting to make you realise, yeah, maybe this plot of land that they bought was maybe a bit cheaper. Who knows? Maybe it wasn't such a desirable plot of land, so Universal like snatched it up and built a theme park there. This is all speculation. I don't work for Universal, funnily enough.
I don't either. I've heard a few problems with some of the rides. Minecart Madness at the minute is having a lot of problems, apparently. I think Ministry of Magic had a lot of problems with the virtual queue.
Yes. And something to do with if you crossed your legs, you would shut down the entire ride.
There's no way.
Yeah. E-stop!
It is expected for a technical rehearsal, right? But at the same time, that plot of land thing is so funny. I'm so glad that this field literally is surrounded by trains, and that's pretty much all you have.
Yeah.
They've chosen a good plot if they if they decide to build it. They are building here, it's confirmed. I feel like this is a perfect plot of land because there's not too much around. There's something over there, I don't know what that is. It's some white buildings, I don't know what that is.
That's Disney. Disney World.
Disney World UK? No, that's coming to Abu Dhabi.
Oh.
Welcome to the desert.
Speaking of a good plot of land to build a theme park, though, people from overseas, outside the UK, have started picking up and commenting on Universal UK across TikTok and Twitter, and it's led to some interesting tweets.
Okay.
Yeah,
I haven't seen any of these. I'm intrigued.
There was a tweet from someone who said that the site in Bedford, the field in Bedford, is a terrible place. You know, it's so far out of London. It's a travel nightmare. They actually followed up their tweet with a screenshot of Google Maps.
Right.
And their screenshot of Google Maps, from my memory, was a travel route from Big Ben. Wait, gets better, to Bedfordshire.
Not even Bedford.
Not even
Kempston
Bedford.
Hardwick.
Not here.
Oh.
Bedfordshire. For those of you who don't know, if you're maybe watching from the States, in the UK we have counties, scaled down states in America.
With like a few towns and cities inside of it, yeah.
So clearly that's quite funny. Another funny thing is people have been mixing up Bradford and Bedford.
There's no way.
We can assure you, as Brits who actually live in this area, this is a fantastic spot for the theme park. In fact, I genuinely don't believe they could have picked a better field.
No, I think this is perfect.
Because you've got a massive highway over there. We call them motorways, but, you know.
This is like an American to English lesson.
Big motorway over there, which connects to the M1, a central motorway that runs from London all the way up the country. We have 2 train lines. One over there, which is very, very big, and it runs to
Brighton.
It runs all the way to Brighton. It also connects 2 of our major airports, which are London Luton and London Gatwick. Not only that, it connects the Eurostar, which is another point. There was talks of the Eurostar
Oh, yes, I saw
running
that.
to Universal UK.
I don't know if they'd have the infrastructure for that right away. I think if you gave them the first park, this bit, because again, when we came for the opening, brother, I'm actually lost.
It's open!
When we came for the day it got confirmed, we saw a lot of press. They were all in the brickwork section, and then we were like, why are they in there? Because that's not the park, it's this field that is. When they build a second park on that brickworks, because I would imagine that's going to be one day, I feel like that's when you need the Eurostar. One Universal Park right now, I don't think has the infrastructure for a Eurostar terminal. The Eurostar would be so cool though, like that would connect even more people. But then again, if you want to get the Eurostar, if it doesn't happen, just get it to St Pancras and then get the train from there to Bedford. It's easy.
Easy. Daniel, we'll get back to the field in just a second because there's even more to talk about.
Oh, so do we need to leave?
Okay.
What else would you like to talk about?
I want to go back to Epic Universe just for 1 second. Epic Universe came to London.
Oh, yes, it did. Oh, my God, I forgot about this.
It did, and I went down to check it out.
Yes, you did. I heard. It looked amazing.
I took some footage for you, which you can put on screen maybe. Wow, would you look at that? Look at those visuals. Look at that projection show. Look at that.
It's really funny just looking at you whilst you're saying that. There's
No!
nothing.
It was good. Yeah, it was very much a British Airways promotion.
Okay.
So they had a British Airways flight simulator you could give a go. But there was also some like Epic Universe type things, like you could have a caricature drawn of you. There was also face painting. I didn't get my face painted like a monster because I had to get on a tube. After
On a tube.
On a tube. I wouldn't want to scare the people of London any more than I already do. Me and Sam Costello from the Sam Costello YouTube channel.
Shout out.
We took a photo in our Super Nintendo hats
so cool.
in front of this Super Nintendo background, which was very cool. And there was another photo opportunity in front of a green screen, and they could green screen you into any land of the park you wanted.
Do you remember when we green screened at Disney 100 and it was the castle in the background and my t-shirt just disappeared, so I looked like I was floating?
Yeah.
Head.
Sun! Those were like the mini attractions that were there, set up on site. But the main event was this huge projection show on the front face of Battersea Power Station. It was really cool. Genuinely very, very cool. I know this isn't like a thing that only Universal done. I know Wallace and Gromit did a projection show on it, things like that. So was slightly wondering if there would be any form of nod to like Universal UK. We're still talking 6 years away,
makes sense.
It's not. Obviously, there was nothing for Universal UK, but still was very nice to see Universal logos in the UK.
They're cool. Already stamping their foot in.
So yeah, that's everything to do with Epic Universe. I believe that's update-wise. I mean, there is so much to talk about with Epic, but that's not what we talk about on the field.
No.
So yes, Universal UK is what we talk about here on the field. It's what...
Is it?
Sometimes. Yeah, here on the field, we love Universal UK. And we love Kit Kat Chunkies. In fact, thank you.
Right now.
Thank you to everyone who just apparently thinks that I adore Kit Kat Chunkies now. Even at theme parks, people have been just saying about my love for Kit Kat Chunkies. So it's become my new character trait.
To be fair, on that topic quickly, if you haven't already, subscribe, by the way. All of the love that this series has gotten so far, meeting so many of you guys and like hearing so many amazing things. You guys really love the field, which is so cool, isn't it?
It's amazing. Yeah.
We're just two idiots that sit in a muddy field. But we're really glad you're enjoying it. So more to come.
We love it too. And you can do it too with Can Do. So there was actually an article in The Guardian. It was awful. It was a terrible article. It tried its hardest to make it seem like the locals in this area hate Universal UK.
Well, that's what Chris Curtis was telling us about in the previous episode. He was saying that journalists were going around trying to make people sound like they hate it.
And the
so
ones...
clearly that's...
The ones that have succeeded in creating a very falsified article, sounding article, were The Guardian, because they put out this article basically saying that the residents in the local area have felt like they've been left out of the conversation with regards to Universal UK. And this couldn't be further from the truth, because Universal have held consultations in a very fancy pants looking building.
All you need to know about that is 92% of people that were surveyed on whether they like this decision or not said yes, they like it.
Yeah.
I think that's literally all you have to look at. If you're really channeling down that, I think it was 6% said no and then 2% said maybe. If you're trying to channel down that very small percentage of no, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get a job.
Just stop being a small percentage of no. IPs, Daniel. We know that this Universal theme park has some very big IPs in it.
Yes.
We can see from the concept art alone, Back to the Future, Jurassic World, Illumination, like Minions and stuff.
Yeah.
So we know that these are highly likely to be in the theme park. And this was confirmed, one of them at least was confirmed with the Back to the Future IP being registered in the UK for use on rides and such.
Very interesting.
But there were a couple that were picked up on and shared about Twitter and whatnot, and they ended up being not the case. And look, people make mistakes. Let's face it.
I know.
So it was Lord of the Rings.
Yes, which was a trademark filed, I think, 4 years ago, and for some odd reason, it came back up again, and everyone was like, hold on a minute.
And the other one was...
Jurassic World Rebirth. Now, that is a new film coming out, but the Jurassic World one did have in there something about rides.
Right.
Very subtly, which probably means nothing, but I just thought it was interesting. Speculation is fun.
Just chill out, man. Get a Greggs sausage roll and just chow down. Chill out, you know?
This is going to sound awful.
Do you know Rachel Reeves wants to put taxes on milkshakes?
Criminal behaviour, that. I might.
The surveyors have been on site, haven't they?
Yes, and whilst you eat that... What's going on? Surveyors have been on site. This is probably the most exciting thing about this entire project that we can talk about today. Unless you've got something else.
Yeah.
Surveyors on site. If you remember Thorpe Park or Alton Towers when we've seen Toxicator being built or Nemesis Reborn being retracked, these cameras, the yellow, black and red laser-looking cameras, would come out and they would basically get measurements and sight lines of different points around the actual perimeter of the site, and then that would help them in the planning stages. They have been spotted in the brickwork section, not on the field, which makes sense because it's around this site. They've done a lot of groundwork testing months and months ago on here and the brickworks. Could those laser surveyor cameras or surveyors be for something that's happening on the brickworks, or do you reckon they're just for this site?
I think the brickwork side, I think, is going to be where all deliveries are going to be made.
Yes.
Prior to construction, things like that. It's just built for it. It's a tarmacked area.
It's got a gate right at the front.
It's connected to the road, yeah. And I think that could be where all construction machinery and materials and stuff get delivered to before they come into here. But I do believe the brickwork side will be more just this like construction hub with all this machinery and materials.
They have said that the local plan for the Bedford Borough is to have a opening date for 2031 of this park, construction starting in 2026. We knew that. And then they said it is expected that the planning application will be submitted to HM government in the summer, with a decision expected in the autumn of this year. If the planning permission is public, in the next few months, that go in, and then the approval in autumn, and then construction shortly after that in 2026. They are literally preparing to start constructing this thing very, very soon. Thoughts?
It's exciting, isn't it? What's even more exciting is that Universal have hired the first person associated with UK.
Yes, that as well. That's another stepping stone, isn't it? What's the job? And why have I got it?
Put your finger down. Because let's face it.
No.
So yes, Universal put out a job application for a director of the creative direction. That is a bit of a tongue twizzler twister. And we know this is for Universal UK because the location of the job says Bedford. If you are a director of creative direction and you want to work for Universal UK, get on it, because they've been looking for the past 11 days.
Yeah. I'm going to wait until the last minute and then I'll drop my CV.
Yep.
It'll say, I've already started building this in Planet Coaster, so I know what to do. And in it.
That's a UK coming through.
But no, that is very exciting. Job applications for this. We say it every single time. It's as if there's just more and more pointing towards this happening. And we know it is happening now, but there's still those doubters in there that are like, oh no, I think it's just going to get forgotten about. It's the government's just going to stop it from happening. They're not going to end up building it. I think the amount of effort they've gone through already, it's like already so far along.
But yeah, Daniel, that's my list ticked off for
Is that your list?
That's my list ticked off.
Wow.
Let's just check. Yeah, that's my list ticked off.
Well, hang on, let me look at my list. Seems like my list is ticked off as well.
Oh, wonderful.
Well,
yeah.
Last episode was the interview of Chris Curtis, and it seems like you guys really enjoyed that, which is amazing. We'll try and get more guests on, much like that. That was very cool. And yeah, he was a great guy. Thanks for all the support on that interview. Very interesting news in that one.
Yeah. We managed to actually get you some exclusives out of that interview. So.
Yeah, go and watch that if you haven't already, or listen to it on Spotify. We haven't said that so far.
Thank you to all our Spotify listeners.
I was going to say, I actually need to say thank you to everyone on Spotify, because it's actually crazy. The support on there has been wild as well. So a massive thank you for all that. And just thank you for the support on this series in general. We've said it already, but it's just amazing. And I can't wait to continue this series for 6 more years.
Oh, yes.
Obviously, just public footpath will be closed off. We'll be behind fences properly next time.
Yeah.
Well, not next time, but
we will always be here at the field in some way. So everyone who asks us when the next episode may be, we can't really give an answer because it's just when there's something to talk about.
And we could come here and do some speculation. Episode sometimes. We will probably do that.
But you know, there's a high chance that we might not even come back at all. We might not come back for a year.
We can't have put new graphics in a new intro just for one episode, Landon.
This might be the last time we might be grey the next time you see us.
I bloody hope not.
We might not see them and the 50-man camera crew again for a long time.
51 now. We hired someone else.
Oh.
And then fired another one, so yeah, 50, sorry.
What is going on?
Maybe it is just, you know.
Maybe we just go.
Maybe we walk off into the distance.
Until next time.
Subscribe.
Marcus and Dan, hitch record, talking about the dreams they explore.